First things first, Cavs versus Knicks, and the Cavs have pissed me off all series. They started off in game one. People want to blame James Harden for that game one for Brunson going crazy like that. I'm blaming the coaching staff and the other players because you know Harden's not a great defender, and you know he was getting torched. But for some ungodly reason, Kenny Atkinson never called a timeout, and Kenny Atkinson and the players kept switching. There was absolutely no reason to make half those switches. It was a weak ball screen, and Jalen Brunson would just walk to the other side of the screen, and they wouldn't switch. They would switch every time. And literally, he kept scoring, and they never sent to it the ball, and they switched every time he did that. That was just unexplainable. I didn't understand it. Atkinson let it go, and then on the offensive end, they had really been getting to the paint, pass the ball, man movement, ball movement, and then they just came into the Rockets when James Harden was in his prime. That's what their offense looked like. But James Harden at 36 is nowhere near as effective playing that type of ball as he was when he was with the Rockets. That game one dumbfounded me. That ending to the game, and they lost the series in that game. That's what it feels like. It feels like that loss was so detrimental. You were up 22 to steal game one in New York, and then all you got to do, you can lose game two, and then you win one there back at home. You win one, you're still at 2-2. You got to be a best of 2 out of 3. That ending stretch just really pissed me off. And another thing about the Cavs, game 3, if you're the Cavs, how the hell do you come out in game 3 in a must-win game, and that's the energy level you start the game with at? You give up 39 points, and you let them shoot 70% from the field in the first quarter. And not only that, and we've said this multiple times, the Cavs this playoffs multiple times have looked like they're playing in game 43 of the regular season. No intensity, no effort. They're not getting 50-50 balls. Like, that's been way too many times this playoffs that they look like they don't know it's the playoffs. And when I see a team give that low of energy like the Cavs, I blame two people. I blame the stars, and I blame the head coach. Because that's who your role players look after. They take the confidence and the energy of your stars and your head coach. So, that was the thing. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden just kind of was lackadaisical out there. And if you want to say the Cavs look tired, well, once again, that's their own fault because in both their previous two series, they could have finished the series much earlier than they did. But they had games where they came out, they were lackadaisical, bad turnovers, not getting the 50-50 balls. Like, even if you want to use that excuse, that's still on them because there was multiple games where they could have either closed out the series, like Game 6 in Cleveland. If you want to argue that the Cavs are tired, Game 6 in Cleveland is a perfect example of why I can't use that because it's their own fault. They came out in Game 6, hadn't lost a game at home, and they looked like they were playing Game 40 in the regular season. And they lose, and then they have to play another game later, and then you look like that. So,
and I'm going to interrupt you real quick, Fred.
Absolutely.
You can't use it as an excuse anyway. It's the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, this is to go to the NBA Finals. Like, if you're using tired as an excuse, like, just go home already. Like, this is to go to the championship. So, yeah, I saw somebody they try to justify the Cavs being tired. And, yeah, like you said, it's their own fault anyway. And this is the Eastern Conference anyway. Like, that tired BS got to go away. But, yeah, that was just, like, my little input on it.
No, that was my thing because I thought it was stupid. But like you said, I saw people say it, and that's why I was like, why? Like, no, it's not an excuse. It's your own fault, and it's the playoffs. And, yeah, James Harden, you never know what you're going to get with him. Donovan Mitchell, you don't know if he's going to be engaged or not. Evan Mobley's 6'11", and long as hell and athletic, and you don't know. He might not even give you anything on defense, let alone offense. The amount of times this playoff that Mobley has gotten locked up by a much smaller player, that just can't happen. I guess Mobley's just going to be the same player for his career because every year, the first couple years, I expected him to make a jump, and he never did. He's just the same player. And then even in the Raptors series, he had a couple games where he started to look like a dominant presence on defense, and then that's gone away. Jared Allen, your big guy, you don't know if he's going to play like a big guy either. Your role players, you don't know what you're going to get with them if they're going to make shots or be energy guys. Like, yeah, the Cavs need to blow it up. I don't know where they go. I don't know who they get rid of, and I think it's a total failure. Like I said, star players, coach, role players, everyone's to blame. None of them are bringing the effort they should be bringing. So, yeah, I don't know. When it comes to the Cavs, I just don't got a clue how they look like they look sometimes. But on the side of the Knicks, 10 straight games in a row in the playoffs is mightily impressive. And a big reason the Knicks have won 10 playoff games in a row, Mikal Bridges, the first 5 games of the playoffs, 7 points per game on 43, shooting the ball 43%. Since then, 19 points per game, shooting it at 70%. I mean, people were calling for Mikal Bridges to be benched. And since that first 5 games, it feels like he makes every shot, and he's been what they've needed on the defensive end. He stretched the floor. I mean, they look like, and people keep saying, oh, they're going to get boat raced by whoever. People saying the Knicks are going to get boat raced by whoever comes out of the West. I don't know if that's true, because the way the Knicks can spread you out, run the offense with Towns up at the top, because Chet and Wemby are great rim protectors, but if they're guarding Cat out on the perimeter, they can't have near the same effect. So I think they got a shot. Whoever they play that comes out of the West, I think they got a real shot. Jalen Brunson, crazy good this series. When he's needed to score it, he scored it. In game 2, he was more of a facilitator. Didn't shoot it great, but just like Shea in this series, you don't always need your best player to be a great, efficient scorer. I think sometimes efficiency is a little overlooked. Sometimes efficiency is too overrated. Sometimes you need a guy to not shoot great. I mean, you don't need him to not shoot great, but like Brunson in game 2 was awesome. And I think he shot 30-something, 40-something, low 40s, but he had a bunch of assists and he still scored 20-something points. Like, that was one of the best games he's played, and he didn't shoot good from the field. I mean, and they just feel like a team of destiny right now. Landry Shamet comes out in game 3, and I mean, I don't know how many back-breaking shots he made, but it seemed like every possession, if the Cavs did get it close, it was going to be a tough Landry Shamet 3. And the last thing I'll say about the Knicks, Cat has been, I think Cat's been the best I've ever seen him. And it's funny because if you look at his stats this playoff compared to regular seasons and playoffs, it's not his best stats, not even really close. But when it's come to how good he's been, how efficient he's been with the assists, with the rebounding, and most importantly with the defense. Because last year he was horrible defensively, but I think, as we said earlier this playoffs, I don't think Cat's got to score a bunch of points to be locked in and good on defense. I think he's got to have touches